guys split on the road. I'm sure you like to take two, but a split very good. Face some good competition. So, you even it up coming back home. Thoughts on the performance over this past road trip?
Yeah, our goal was to win both. Yeah, our goal was to sweep and take care of business down there. We came up one game short. We are proud of our efforts against Cal State San Marcos. Very good basketball team there. Nice program that they have going on down at Cal State San Marcos. We performed extremely well. Got ourselves a plus 20 point lead, and we managed to be able to hang on to that and win. Our guys were very excited after that win. They definitely celebrated in the locker room. Felt really good about each other, and had some momentum to prepare for San Bernardino. So that was a good 48 hours, and went into Cal State San Bernardino with some momentum, and certainly took it to them early. The first half, got up, I believe, 13 points, and had a nice lead against Cal State San Bernardino, but were unable to hold on and sustain our efforts there against a very talented San Bernardino team. So coming up short there, we certainly looked at our scoring laps, our drought that we had during that particular game. We're addressing those issues in practice this week.
What are some of the things that you did see? It has to be frustrating that you guys, have a lead and then it falls apart and then San Bernardino wins. But what have you seen that you can correct? I mean, it's early in the conference season. You guys can correct things. So what are the things that you've seen so far from the tape?
Yeah, the great thing about college basketball, unlike college football, is that you kind of have phases throughout the season. You have an exhibition phase, you have a preseason phase, and then the conference itself with the CC2A is a 22-game beast. It's a marathon. So you drop one or two games, it certainly doesn't mean you're out of contention for a championship, or certainly the playoffs for that matter, because they take the top 8 teams. And to be talking about March in early December is a little premature, but we do have a very strong mindset on our basketball team. They're very determined. They work hard. They get together. They get along extremely well. And I think this one step at a time, one game at a time attitude makes us a better team for every outing.
How can you learn from that loss? What can you guys do? I mean, of course, if you're hitting shot after shot, and play a little defense, you guys will be okay. But what are the things that you guys can learn from a game like San Bernardino?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Our early lead at Cal State San Bernardino might have been a little fool's gold. We were hitting a lot of shots, a lot of more threes, and we just made our shots and got an early lead. And so we're looking at the defensive end on how we can sustain any kind of flurries that we might have, how to sustain those flurries on the defensive end and get stopped. So we worked really hard on practice here this week. We're going to continue to do that, and it's not just for preparation on our 2 upcoming games this week, but the long term, the long run.
Like mentioned early in the conference season, you guys will have some conference games coming up here at home, but once we get to the holiday kind of Christmas break, is that when we have a good test to see, or just to kind of see where your team stands in terms of like facing other conference opponents?
I think so. We're gonna be at home for 5 games. It's welcome. We've been on the road 5 weekends in a row. We've been to Fresno, Hawaii, Canada, Sonoma, and Southern California. And that's over 10,000 miles and 10 games in the last 5 weeks. It's good to be home. We're very excited about playing in front of our fans. We're excited about being able to protect our home court, which we're 1-0 right now. And our guys are proud of that. And we want to be able to sustain that unblemished record at home, and we'll have a chance to do that Thursday night.
Yeah, you guys have been here once. Unless fans are watching on the internet, they've been able to see what this team has to offer. So what can fans expect on Thursday?
I think you'll see in our starting lineup, in particular, they're playing good basketball. They keep care of the basketball well. We're not turning it over. We're defending well. I think the guys are prepared with their scouts. They identify the other team's best players and try to defend them the best that they can. So I think you'll see a solid start to the game, just good basketball. We've got LJ Williams, who's playing extremely well right now as a freshman. And he comes to the game as a workhorse and kind of a Draymond Green attitude. He comes at it, and he plays hard, he plays aggressive, he plays both ends of the floor, and he plays winning basketball. And so having him play a lot of minutes on the floor as a freshman is something our fans can look forward to.
Is it, I mean, sure, it's something that you expected, and you know, you bring somebody to a program of freshmen, things obviously that you saw, you know, away, and a reason why you want a player was, you know, caliber, but, you know, is it refreshing to kind of see what you expected?
It is, you know, when you have hard work pay off and a recruiting payoff, it's exciting, and the student athletes, when they graduate, all those things come together. It's a culmination of why we coach and why we have an athletic department here at Humboldt State. You know, it's very satisfying to see these kids do well, enjoy themselves on the road. It's a great student athlete experience to see them go up and down the state and go into different venues and represent our universities. So when all those things happen and they come together, it's positive play.
What have you seen about Monterey Bay, your opponent, on Thursday?
Monterey Bay, don't let their record fool you or anybody that's watching or going to the game anticipating anything other than a very good basketball team. Their record doesn't stand for that. They've had extremely close games recently against UC San Diego, who arguably is the best team in the league. They played them tough. They played to Cal State Dominguez Hills to a 2-point game last Saturday night. They're very capable players. They have some weapons. We're going to have our hands full here at home Thursday night.
Last question, I know it's early in the conference season. Are you looking at other teams to kind of see how things are going, to kind of, you know, getting a good kind of, you know, look at what other teams and how they're doing so far?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's part of the fun is to look up and down the standings and see how other teams that are common opponents that we've already played and how they're doing after our contest. You take a look at Sonoma State, and you know, they're kind of raising some eyebrows right now. They're beating people, and they're beating them well, and they beat us. And I just think that they're kind of a surprise team right now, Sonoma State. UC San Diego continues to play well. Pomona got beat last week by Cal State Stanislaus. And Stanislaus we played on Saturday. So you got another very good basketball team coming in here Saturday night who's capable of winning on the road against good teams like Cal Poly Pomona.
All right.